Hi guys, here's just a really quick video about just a review on solving quadratics using the null factor. Now remember, if we're going to solve using the null factor, what we're talking about is having, if we're multiplying two factors together, if they equal 0, therefore one of those factors must equal 0. So that's what we're working with here. We're trying to get equations down into their factorized form and the whole thing to equal 0, and therefore we can use this nifty little idea here. So general idea, the equation must equal 0 and we must have it in factorized form. So let's have a look at the first example. It's a monic quadratic, it equals 0, so we're ready to go. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to give b and we're looking for two numbers that add to give b and multiply to give c. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give 24 and add to give 11. I'm thinking 8 and 3. So I'm just going to skip all the steps. We can do the whole process if we'd like, but I also know there's a pattern. So I'm just going to skip the steps, put them straight into brackets. So we go x plus 8 and x plus 3. Now we have two brackets multiplying together, so that must mean one of those brackets must equal 0. So just write that down, and then all we have to do to find the two solutions is rearrange to get x on its own. So one of those solutions is x equals negative 8, and the other solution is x equals negative 3. And there's that equation solved. There are two solutions for this quadratic equation. Okay, let's have a look at the second function. Now to start off with, it's not equal to 0, so we have to fix that up first. So I'm going to subtract the 5 from both sides. So that leaves us with 3x squared plus 14 minus 5 equals 0. Now it's a quadratic, it's a non-monic, so I'm going to see whether or not there's some factors that I can find so I can factorize this. So we're looking for two numbers that add to give b and multiply to give ac. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give negative 15 and add to give positive 14. So I'm thinking 15 times negative 1, that multiplies to give negative 15 and adds to give 14. So what we have to do is we have to split the middle term, because we have to do all the steps when we're dealing with non-monics. So it's 3x squared minus x plus 15x minus 5 equals 0. Just a hint, it doesn't actually matter which order we write those two middle terms in, but I do not like to get a bit of a pattern with a positive, negative, positive, negative. It just makes it a little bit easier when we group them in pairs to make sure I've got the signs the right way around. So I'm going to have a look at this first pair and factorize that. Highest common factor is x. Then I have a look at the second factor. Highest common factor is positive 5. And then we have a look, and the two brackets are the same, so we factorize those. Now the whole thing's equal to 0, and we have a multiplication in the middle, two factors, so therefore we can say one of those factors must equal 0. And all we have to do is rearrange. So one solution is x is equal to a third, and another solution is x is equal to minus 5. Hope that helps, guys. Thanks.